guys, I have tried to film this video so many times, I've actually lost count. I had dogs and cats being jealous of each other, not liking one wanted to get out of the lap. Then I had um, my light that I had on my phone died, so I had to use the studio lights, which makes it really hot in here. And then my phone just went out twice saying that I was out of storage, so I had to sit here and like scroll through old stuff to delete stuff. And now I'm here, and I barely remember what I was talking about. Actually, I do remember what I was talking about. If it's your first time here, welcome. Thank you so much for coming, checking out my channel. If you could subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment, share, all that good stuff you always hear YouTubers talk about, because the reality is that if you don't do it, it doesn't cost you anything, but if you don't do it, then YouTube doesn't really think people like us, and they won't share us. They won't promote us or try to recommend us to other people. So if you could do that, it would really help me out. Also, I apologize for not doing a Testimony Tuesday. It's been a crazy week, but I am here for Faithful Friday, and I want to talk about faithfulness today. I want to talk about not God's faithfulness, because we know God is faithful. We could talk all day about how faithful God is, and the fact that I'm sitting here talking to you shows how faithful God is, because I don't deserve to be his kid. I don't deserve to be forgiven. I don't deserve his grace. I have been his enemy 1,000,001 times and been a complete brat. But because of his grace and faithfulness, I'm here, redeemed, and in a good place with him. And really what I was thinking about was how many times I was unfaithful to him. And I would be wondering, why is everything going wrong? Why is this stuff happening to me? And the reality is that just because I was going to church on Sunday, or even a Bible study or something, does not mean that I was following God. Because in order to have faith in God, I need to trust him. In order to trust somebody, you really need to know them. And you don't know somebody because you just go to church on Sunday and hear somebody talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, I need to, now the way that I know God, I realized that there were so many times that I was calling myself a believer and a follower of Christ, but the way that I was living, I don't know that that's true. I hear people tell me who will get mad and be like, well, that's not true. God doesn't reward faithfulness. God hates me, or he let this happen, or he's not blessing my life, right? And then I look at the lives of the people who are saying these things, and when you have fruits of the Spirit, we've talked about this before: love, peace, patience, kindness, not keeping records of wrong, putting others before yourselves. And then I look at, like, we all should examine, like, what are we watching? What are we listening to? What is the company that we keep? How much time are we spending in God's Word? Like, we want to know God, but the only way to know him is to just spend time in his Word. And the more time you spend in the Word, the more you will see God's character, and you will get to know him, and it will actually reveal how flawed your character is and how much grace he really has towards us. But God does reward faithfulness, but it doesn't always look like what we think it should look like. And what happens is that we get caught up thinking, ooh, something bit me. We get caught up in thinking that we have a certain way that this is going to play out. We know what our plans are, that we expect God to bless. It's a good plan, God, you know what I mean? I just need you to bless it, and we could do this. But you don't know that that's God's plan. Here's what we know God's plan is for everybody: to bring his kingdom. And if we're doing his part, and we're representing him, and we're taking care of the orphans and the widows, and we are making sure that we're loving our neighbors, that we're praying for our enemies, that we are helping the homeless, that we are spreading the truth of who God is, all of that he's going to bless. None of that is going to return void. But when we're spending our time in the car listening to Doja Cat, or Cardi B. Um, you know, you listen to the lyrics of a lot of songs that people are listening to today, and that might not be your kind of music. You may just be listening to whatever floats your boat. But if music that is about praising God and is about His glory and His goodness and His faithfulness and how grateful we are is worship music to Him, what do you think music that's talking and glorifying sin, who is that worshiping? Is somebody. And so we could get caught up in this world. We could get caught up in the things of this world, chasing after the bigger house, the nicer cars. You know, we want to be able to go get this plaything or go on these vacations and do whatever. And the reality is that God gives you so you could bless others, right? Everything He's given me is so that I can bless and take care of others. So, in the point where I think, oh, this means I should get a bigger house or a nicer car, or I should get more stuff, that's the world contaminating what God is doing, because He is blessing me so I can be His hands and feet. And it's really hard because we are in this world not to get caught up in it. But Christians who are being persecuted around the world, like for real persecuted, where it's against the law to own the Bible, it's against the law to proselytize, to tell somebody about Christ, to talk about your faith, you will go to jail. They will kill you because you are trying to spread the word of God. That is happening right now all around the world. And we get caught up in feeling like we're persecuted because it's not popular to be a Christian. And a lot of people don't even really want to talk about their faith. They're like, oh, well, it's my faith. I don't want to talk about it. It's really just between me and God. Nobody's faith is between them and God. That's not a real thing. You can't read the Bible and think that your faith is between you and God, because God says that faith looks like you telling others about me and being my hands and feet. And when people are like, oh my God, like you're doing this and that and the other, it is because of God. When they say, oh my God, you say, yeah, it is because of my God. That's not just a swear word. That's just not a saying. This is my God who is taking care of you through me because He asked me to do that for you. And so I just think that it's important that we all step back and look at our own faithfulness. What does our faithfulness to God look like? Are we honoring Him with the things we're listening to? Are we honoring Him with the things that we're watching, with the things that we're reading? Are we honoring Him with the company we keep? And if we're keeping company that is worldly and against God, is it for the purpose of witnessing to them and showing them that their Creator loves them and has made a way for them to be together through the sacrifice of His Son? Or are we just hanging out trying to fit in with a world that we're supposed to be set apart from? So I just challenge everybody to take a moment and really look at yourself and look at your faithfulness to God, because it's really easy for us to say what God is or is not doing for us and what this should or should not look like. But the reality is He doesn't owe us anything. He didn't owe us the sacrifice of His Son in our place, but He gave us everything. Everything we have is because of Him. And the fact that we could go to Him is because He sent His Son down here to be our sacrifice, to reconcile us while we were still His enemies. And so whether or not we are going to be faithful to Him, not just going to church on Sunday and be like, oh, I go to church, so that's it. I marked up. I pray before I eat. That's not what church looks like. Look at the way. The first church was called the Way. And if you look at the book of Acts, church was every day getting together, doing life together. Everybody was one big happy family. And when there was arguments, you went to the church worked it out. You gave everything to one another. You made sure the orphans and the widows were taken care of. Everybody could pay their bills. Everybody could eat together. They shared meals together. And most importantly, they spread the gospel together. So if your life does not look like you bringing the kingdom of heaven through everything God has given you to your family, to your friends, to your co-workers, to whoever God puts in your path, and instead you're caught up in this American dream that really doesn't have anything to do with being a Christian at all, and your money is going to stuff, and you're not making sure that you are representing God with your money and blessing others with that money, don't be surprised when God takes that stuff away from you because you didn't know what to do with it. And if it's getting in the way of your relationship with Him, you should want Him to take it away. So I just wanted to say that I hear a lot of people lately, especially in this day and age, standing in judgment of God of what they think He should be doing in the world, what He should be doing with good and evil, what He should be doing for them. And I just want to say, He's the God. You're not the God. I mean, you're just not. And it's our job to worship Him with our lives, with our mouths, with everything that we do and everything that we are. We should be giving back to Him and trying to honor Him. So that is my Faithful Friday video. And I did make this video, so not today, Satan. It happened anyway. But I'm really, really tired now. I think I need to lay down and take a nap. Because then we're about to go live for our other show in a few hours. I should probably cut that out. But I'm not. It's the real world. I yawn when I'm tired. Thank you guys so much for showing up. And I know a lot of you have been praying for me, knowing that I've been going through a lot. We actually are in a situation where we think that we have found something that is going to help my loved one who is suffering right now from PTSD and brain damage and difference. And so be praying for that. And if you guys have any prayer requests, you can put it down below and I will be praying for you. And also, if you have any requests for videos or subjects you want me to talk about or lives that you want me to do, because I will be going live soon, leave that below as well. Once again, please comment, like, share, subscribe. It is so important to the growth of this channel. I really, 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 really asking you to do that for me. I appreciate it. And you guys have a blessed weekend. Make sure that you are being a better person today than you were yesterday. And aim to be a better person tomorrow than you were today.